Hello ladies and gentlemen. In this video we'll do a quick review and expand on a couple things on how to obtain the best possible sound from your xylophone. So remember in class we talked about that these posts, right, are what hold the keys in, and underneath these posts are a little bit of foam, because if the keys just rested on the wood they would get muted out, just like when we hold our mallet down. And there is also, and this is the case with all metallophones, there's a little bit of wiggle room, right? One post hardly has any wiggle room, and the post up here has a lot more wiggle room. So you pretty much pay attention. You give it a little quick look down here, but you pay attention to this side, and you kind of wiggle it around just to get it hopefully perfect in the middle. They stay there most of the time, but every once in a while, especially if you have too much fun, they start to move a little bit. So that's how we kind of know how to keep our xylophone performing its best and getting the best sound out of it we possibly can. Now, one thing that happened to this xylophone, you may be noticing this over here. That's not a blue racing stripe, although that would be cool too. This is a rubber band, because what happened is because wood is, an organic material, it can shrink and expand like plastic and other non-organic materials, but wood especially will shrink and expand almost on a daily basis, right? If it's cold outside or cold in your garage or something like that, it will shrink like everything else on planet Earth. And if you leave it out in the sunshine, it'll expand, right? Because it'll heat up and expand, just kind of like a bottle of water too. You leave a bottle of water out and it'll expand in the sunshine, and then overnight you come out in the morning and look at it and it'll be all crunched up because it's shrinking, right? So what happened is I left my xylophone next to a window over the summer, probably for a couple days. Wasn't paying attention. And then it got cold at night, and the next thing I knew, my xylophone started, without this rubber band, it started to wobble. So I would hit it, and it would be wobbling on me. So I had just a quick fix, put this rubber band around there, and now it's nice and steady. So if that happens to you, that's a good way to solve that problem. Best way, of course, is don't leave your xylophone in a sunshiny window to expand and then shrink overnight on cold summer nights sometimes. Okay, another thing is the surface that you play on also has a little bit of effect on the sound of your xylophone. So see if you can hear this in the background, which I can hear here in person, and hopefully you'll be able to hear through the recording. Especially that one. Can you hear in the background a little, well, it's not that quite a high pitch. It's a lower pitch. It's like a little knock. That's a little louder. That is the plastic table receiving the shock waves from the mallet going through the wood xylophone platform and pressing down into the table. So there's the note, and then there's also a background noise, which is kind of like a dull knock. So one way to fix that, and you might have seen this in some of the videos that I've had, is to put something underneath it to absorb that shock wave. Now these are just your regular paper towels. That's the easiest fix. So let's see if that works out. Yep, that's a lot better, but there's still is a little bit of background knock there. So what I've just tried in the last couple days, you probably recognize these. These come out of your shoes. And thankfully these aren't too smelly. Sorry for the motion sickness there. I should have planned that out a little bit better. But these, I'm going to cut out a section of these to use for each side of the xylophone. But these are nice, just like it helps cushion our feet. This will help also cushion against the table. Now let's listen to that. Still there, but it's a lot better over here. Listen to this. Still there a little bit for that, but not as bad. That's a lot better. So let's get rid of these not so smelly items. And I just, a few moments before this video, this is the catalog that I showed you all those awesome, vibraphone mallets and stuff out of. So I just happened to throw this down. It happens to just fit on there perfectly. And let's see if it sounds as good as I was surprised a minute ago. There's a little bit there, but a lot less there. So there's kind of weird. There's a little more here, but down here, not so bad. So there's that. Now, one way we can really test this theory about what surface we play on and the background noise that it makes is poor Mr. Frog here. Mr. Frog's up on the plastic table, and let's see the noise the sound we hear from this. So we hear the high-pitch wood, beautiful organic noise, but there's also in the background, right? Now let's switch to the TV tray, which is often useful because it's nice and portable, right? Oops. So you can still hear the Mr. Frog noise, but there's also a little in the background. Now, how do we know absolutely positively for sure that this is the case? Uh-oh, what's going on? Mr. James didn't pay attention to what side of the phone he's on. Now, I'm going to hold it in my hand, and let's see. Right, no background noise, because I'm holding it gently and I'm allowing it to resonate. Right? So that's how we know that the background or the surface that we play on can affect our xylophones. Now, believe it or not, over on the hard table where I shoot some videos, it's a garage hardwood table. Sometimes there still is a little knock over there, so you're never going to be able to get rid of it 100%. But using a little bit of foam, rubber, or heavy cardboard sort of quality paper, or even paper towels, you'll be able to minimize that. That's how you get the best sound out of your xylophone. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.